Alright, I'm gonna head back into the Oxbow along the Wynoochee River, search for John Tornau's treasure. Yeah, supposedly in the spring of 1912 he robbed the Jackson Country store, took some supplies, and a strongbox containing $16,000 in currency. So I don't know if that's true or not. Different accounts have different things. One account says there's 16,000 in gold coins, another says 16,000 in currency. Another account I read was just $1,500 in currency. So if it's gold coins, it could still be out there somewhere. If it was like paper money, then of course 110 years on the ground, it's probably gone by now, disintegrated. But one question I have is, did he even really take the money? You know, the things he was after would be salt for smoking meat, ammunition, stuff he needed to survive on. He was on the run from the law, trying to pack around a strong box full of money would have been difficult. But you know, he might have seen it as his way out. He takes the money and he can catch a train to the East Coast and catch a steamer to Europe. And, you know, if he even thought along those lines. But it'd be real easy for somebody to have set up the whole robbery and blame it on Tornow. Take the money and say Tornow did it, you know, and authorities would believe this person, because everything that happened between 1911 and 1913 along the Wynoochee River Valley, Satsup River, anything that happened during that time frame was always blamed on Tornow. Well, Tornow did it. He broke into our place, or he killed our cow, or whatever, you know. So yeah, that's what could have happened, was someone else took the money and blamed it on Tornow. So there's a good chance there's no treasure here anywhere, but I'll still go have a look. Maybe I can find some artifacts from the time era. Yeah, and $16,000 in 1912 was the equivalent of $500,000 today. So yeah, you can see why somebody would try to steal that. Well, I'm back in the Oxbow. Geological feature along the Wynoochee, where the river flows around a big chunk of land. It makes a big bow. That's why they call it the Oxbow. Somewhere up here, Tornow had a camp. He built a shelter in here. At one point, the men chasing him had built a shelter in here, and also 2 people that went off after him by themselves were murdered up here. That would be Game Warden Elmer and Deputy Sheriff McKenzie. They went after Tornow on their own. Later on, their bodies were found buried in the shape of a T. One man like this and the other one like this. So, you know, they don't know for sure if Tornow killed him. Maybe somebody else killed him, shaped him in a T to throw off the path of the posse. Or maybe Tornow did kill him. When Tornow was finally captured, killed, they found several of those guys' stuff on Tornow. He had one of their rifles and some other belongings that belonged to those men. So probably a good chance that he had killed them. So knowing the history of this area, it definitely takes on kind of a creepy feel to it. So what I'm looking for is a obvious trail that goes down to the river, or some kind of a clearing where maybe 100 years ago there could have been a cabin built. Also, part of the story is there's supposed to be a rock shaped like a fish's fin, and that's where he allegedly buried the treasure. It was near that rock. So that's one place to look for. So either treasure is by the rock shaped like a fish fin, or it's supposed to be down along the Wynoochee in a horseshoe shaped creek that runs into the Wynoochee. Sounds like searching all these flat areas in here, because that's more than likely where he would have built his shelter. And check out all these old hollow stumps. He loved to hide stuff in hollow stumps. The shelter that he had over here, the law burned it down. So they had a scorched earth policy in trying to find him. He built a lot of shelters throughout this whole area along the Wynoochee and Satsup. And whenever they would find one, they would burn it down so he couldn't use it again. I have been finding little bits of charred wood here and there. Oh, this looks promising. Some old cut up logs. Yeah. I'm wondering if 100 years ago this was a shelter. I'm getting something right here. Cool. I just walked off and left my shovel over there somewhere. Damn it. Oh, got my knife. There it is, another chunk of that wire rope. There's bits of burned charcoal here, bits of burned wood too. Cool. Pretty fascinating area. A lot of cut wood here, like somebody's making cedar shakes or something a long time ago. This could have been the work of Tornow. Could have been, or it could have been any logger, but it could have been him. He used this wood maybe to make a shelter. But check all the stumps, because he liked to hide stuff in stumps. And this stump is well over 100 years old. Alright, back to the road. Well, here's an old road. You can see the bushes right there. This must lead down the river. Dead ends up here, maybe. Huh, looks like it ends right here. Look right there, you see it? It's like a blue mist in the forest. You can see it on the GoPro, it's like a blue mist. It's not moving. It's just right there. And there's not anywhere else. So is it a trick of the sunlight? Or is it a spirit? Is it perhaps one of the men Tornow murdered? It's not moving. Just right there. Yeah, that's pretty freaky. Alright, time to keep moving. I don't see the blue mist anymore. Yeah, that was definitely weird. Alright, there's my bike. Having a bicycle sure does make things go a lot faster. I need to get an electric bike for back here. That'd be cool. Catch my breath. Yeah, treasure hunting is definitely not easy. The barrel, let's go see what's in the barrel. Probably a bad idea. Nothing's in the barrel. This is number 68. It's weird. Maybe it was a trap of some kind. I don't know. It's so hard trying to get through all these branches. Okay. I'm hung up. There. I would also like to see if I can rent a small plane like a Pilot and a Cessna 172 and just fly over the area, get a bird's eye view of it, take a bunch of photographs. I've checked it out on satellite, but there's still some shadows and stuff I can't see into with the satellite, so I'd like to hire a plane and fly over and check it out. This is prime spot for a possible Tornow shelter he loved to build along swampy areas because he would use frogs for meat, for food, and he would use them as an alarm system. He would tie up several frogs close to his camp, and whenever a predator walks by a pond, frogs go silent. And if somebody was approaching his camp, frogs would go silent, and he would hear that. He would hear the silence of the frogs, and it would give him a warning that something or someone was approaching. So I'll do a little check around this area. I just found an ancient can. It's actually on the surface. I picked it up with my metal detector, but it was actually on the surface, so I didn't have to dig for it. But yeah, ancient. That's a cool find. Can't really read too well what it says. It's an old pull tab kind. Aluminum. Something about pulling it. Well, the top of the can is aluminum, but the body is not. That's metal. So if they claim that the whole can was aluminum, they're lying. And I also found this, an old battery. Like an old C-cell, D-cell. Someday I'd like to get up to the top of that hill and camp up there overnight. Probably a great view from up there. Get an electric bike so I can go up there. And you know what? From up there, at the very top of that hill, I might even be able to see the Oxbow. I might be able to go up there with binoculars and have a good look at it. Because the Oxbow's over that way. That might be a good plan. Go up there, spend the night up there, survey the land down here with binoculars and zoom camera. This cannon is significant because if it's really old, if it proves to be from the 1912 era, then it could be something that Tornow took from the Jackson Country Store when he allegedly broke into it. So yeah, pretty cool find.